Hey everybody, Kenny here. So, as we're gonna see with my current save, I'm back on casual and I've done a ton of grinding. I don't remember what level I was when I last saved, but it was probably 31 or 32. So I've leveled up a bunch since then because I have done what I said I was going to do, and I got everyone. Well, I mean, obviously not Zav, since Zav is the one that is the demon that I use as the character that I'm playing through as. Like, I don't do any grinding with Zav, but with everyone else, I did some grinding. Well, so for Gavad and Trece, like, I did grinding so that they could get enough stones in order to see all of their lore. But for every single character, including Gavad and Trece, I went and I did enough grinding to also get them all of their base skills. So all of the skills that cost 1 point, I made sure I got for everybody. Obviously, I don't have access to anything beyond that for like Gavad and Trece, since they don't have other lore yet. But anything I could get within those bounds, I made sure to get. Trece is actually really good. It won't be the character that I move on to next. I've narrowed down, after doing all that grinding with everyone, I've narrowed down the character I use after Zav to be either Gavad or Yusika. Like, I like them a lot. But what I'm going to be doing in between, once Zav is maxed out, what I'm going to be doing in between sessions, I'm going to be grinding as each character. Well, like, grinding each of these out. Everyone who's not whichever character I'm playing through as my main character, I'm going to be grinding them probably around 10 stones between sessions from now on. Just so that by the end, you know, all of them have gotten almost all of their skills. Yeah, but let's go and see the lore for Gavad. Actually, before we do that, I've been holding off on even looking at any of this until I was recording again. So I've picked up, I have no idea how much gear, but a ton of gear, because like, you see how many levels I got. So there's a lot to go through gear-wise. One and one on those. Oh. Boatload of Giris, bunch of Itsuki Aboros. Sav, got one Madrat, bunch of Bowmains, and he even got a the next tier for Zav. So the Tristan, or the Tristane. Tristane, a spear symbolic of tragedy in many a tale, increases debuff resistance. Actually, and we can also check on that theory I had from last session. I still max, so maybe not. Yeah, I don't know why it is that seemed to go up. Well, that's more stories. Bunch more of the Hecklin chair. Varnas. These. Loris's, Gardenia's, Fonts, Gamblers, Surgeons. So Gavad has just been using whatever he had when we got him. So gonna have a lot to go through. Also, I guess this is the base shield that he's supposed to have. Sanctum. Sanctum. A shield cannon that emits a healing pulse. Made with drawn out... Okay, I see. A shield cannon that emits a healing pulse. Made with drawn out battles in mind. Increases health. Does this actually heal you when you're using it? Wonder. Refuge. A shield cannon that has become the weapon of the devout. Resonates with one's faith to become a defensive bulwark. No trade stones on any of those. Coliseum. A shield cannon born of the collective knowledge of artillery experts. Increases range attack power. And so funny enough, even though it's called the shield cannon, well, I mean, so for the starting moves that Gavad has access to, he only has one range skill. Like, you know, like one range skill that actually involves using the cannon part. So this is not useful. Unless you really want to just focus on that one skill, which I don't recommend doing. Get anything with more than one trade stone slot. That is sad. Tsuka. Are these? One that has a NFS gauge. Trade stone on it. So I wonder if it's actually, so considering all the grinding I did, I wonder if like what determines the upgrade going up doesn't have to do with like if you were using it in combat. It has to do with if they were equipped with it when you defeated the last boss, like, you know, like the previous boss. Like, you know, kind of like how in in Chrono Cross, how you kind of had like those kind of like stat caps that, you know, like, you know, while you were running around fighting all of the enemies in an area, there's only like so much grinding you could do stat wise. And then once you fought the boss, then like that would kind of like release that cap and you could kind of grind again. What if it's like that? It would make sense. Bunch more of these. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. I got a grief with 2 on it. High affinity defense. Okay. Nothing to talk about there. Mutations are available. Or drops. Infinity limit break. Manifest attack plus. Fearless. Giant Slayer plus. Kill. Vitality plus. Defense when affinity is high. Harder to poison. Glowstone drop rate. Chance of gaining buffs. Facilitate gaining affinity. Adds modal to attacks. Add paralyze to attacks. Harder to poison. Makes you harder to stun. Yeah, so this would be really good to give Trece. This is good for basic anybody. A bunch of these. $200. Oh, oh no. Okay, 240. Thought I had gone over. So yeah. We got plenty of those. Basic attack. Bonus refinement. Don't know what that means. Don't put it in the UI to play around with. What does it mean? What sword plus sword drops and refinement? Telling us that those are going to be show up after the next update. Don't want to make either of these. We want to upgrade some stuff. So we might as well just upgrade whatever the strongest thing is. That, and we'll put that one. Guess a defense. Okay. Let's look at some demon lore now. I believe your fate is inextricably linked to that of the Night Devil. There is. Oh, by the way, so while I was, and this isn't related to the lore at all. While I was quality controlling my videos, like I guess the most recent video that went up on YouTube when I'm recording this, made me realize something about one of the side quests. So for the unbelieving guard who wanted to see the soul cage, I realized what it's talking about. The soul cage is the like when we went to that to the dungeon where Zale was being kept. In there, I couldn't switch to the the beyond. And I had just assumed that it was, oh, you can't switch to the beyond here because this is a story section where they want you to make sure that you're in the regular material plane. But like I realized while watching that part that's probably that prison is probably the soul cage. And which is weird because I mean, if he's a guard, then he should know about the dungeon. I don't know why he wouldn't know about the dungeon, but whatever. But lots of characters are say things that don't mesh with like what we know from just playing through the game. I think we're still missing one, because like there's something in between Lost Disciple and Fellow Watcher that I haven't run into yet. Yeah, but I wanted to just point that out. Let's see. We must protect the souls bound to the next life, and the kingdom that will nurture them once they are reborn. The malevolence haunting the kingdom feeds the Night Devil. Its power grows. This despair has such hunger that even the souls of the demons may not be enough to sate it. The source of the Night Devil's hatred is a most curious subject. Yeah, so I won't go looking for more of those. Valid Memory 1. Every day dawn to battle. The horrors of war have a way of making you forget your own exhaustion. Somehow I managed to survive that war without losing myself. Mostly because I had to, for their sake. For the sword of happiness that money can't buy. For the only ones who made my life worth anything, my wife and daughter. Once this horrible war was won, there would be peace at last. So I decided to fight. To protect the only ones who made me happy. That was my entire world. Let's say memory 1. I was born the son of a human and the shadowless. I'm both and neither. That's who I am. Back then, that wasn't all so rare. But unfortunately, not many of us lasted long. Most died shortly after we were born. For as long as I can remember, I hid who I was, pretending to be just another human. That's what my mother wanted. It always struck me as odd, though. Why did I have to hide my strength, my intelligence? So one day, I killed my mother and set fire to my village. He is Sephiroth. I had a dream to live among the shadowless. That's so much to ask. Yeah, so another monster. You've got another monster. So yep. Freedom. Fires a projectile laser while spinning back to back with your demon. Number of hits increases when manifested. Or I might as well go over the skills that I got for Dav on the way to unlocking all the paths to where. So Sortie is the skill that Zav starts with. It is an attack where he just kind of rushes forward with his shield. It's extremely powerful. Like, honestly, this is probably... I mean, like, obviously, for all these characters, I only... did all the grinding in casual. So, enemies have a lot less health than they do in Maniac. But compared to everyone else, this is immediately, even with the starting weapon that he has, this thing one-shots like everything. Like he just like charges into them, and everything he runs over just dies. And on the path over this way, I got him an upgrade that makes it that his kind of extra action is like he puts up a shield like Will does. But this makes it that you can walk around faster while doing that. I got this one that makes it that you can press attack to cancel the delay. So basically, if you are trying to put the shield up and you realize, oh, I need to move now, then you just press attack, so that way you can get out of the way. You can get control back right away and get moving. This one does the same thing, but is for any of the skills. Then this one here, come on, there you go. Makes it that you feel more power. You have your attacks are more powerful as soon as you let go of the shield button. So basically, this and Savior and Ward are synergistic. Basically, you press the shield button to get press the shield button and immediately try to get rid of the delay by pressing attack, which will also at the same time get you an attack boost. or the attack that you're canceling the shield lowering with. Here, a discipline, which is the one that gives you the manifestation effects when you manifest. Sealing is a skill where you just kind of take your cannon and like blast the ground with it. So it's like a self area of effect attack skill. It's powerful, but like honestly, the like this skill, like nothing that he has is as powerful as this. Oh, I mean, at least for the 1-point skills, none of his stuff is as powerful as that one. This one lets you, basically it's the same thing as, when you are shifting from one character to another, like, press a button and makes it quicker to get to the next one. This one has a chance to negate incoming attacks and applies to anyone in the party as long as Zav is equipped. Like this way, I only went this way to get adamantine because the only like because either you go for this one or for this one. But it was cheaper to go this way because deliverance only costs 1 point and stake costs 3 points. But adamantine is similar to Swordy, except the way it works is that you press the button and Gavad just starts like walking forward on his own, and you are still in control of your characters. You can run around attacking while he's doing that, and that also does a tremendous amount of damage. But but while he's doing that, you can't do any other skills. So something that like you would do like while everything else is on cooldown is when you would use that one. Oh, there's some stuff on the other side also. Eclipse. This is his ranged attack. That I said like he has a ranged attack. It does shit damage. Oh, yeah. I never. Like so when I was grabbing all this stuff, I was just like, all right, what costs 1 point? What skills cost 1 point? Like I'll get that. And I didn't even bother reading that. Like it does shit damage because you're supposed to hold the button to increase the power. So I'll have to try that, see if that actually does increase the effectiveness. Then sprint to increase movement speed while affinity is over 150. But mainly I only grabbed that so that way I'd have access to the next lore thing once it unlocks. Alright, so get his lore 2. Actually, just to confirm. Actually, no, I don't do that. Confirm. Yeah, nothing else does that, just Eclipse. Might as well do Trece while we're here. Skills we unlocked that are Purity. An attack that drains life. Marked enemies restore more HP. Hold down button to increase number of hits. Can pierce defense when manifested. Desire. Heal damage when marking an enemy. Aegis. Gain defense based on the number of marked enemies. The skills on the way to that memory. Staticism. Chance to mark when attack hits. Failing days. Bling chains in all direction. Chance to muddle. Increases power on marked enemies. Higher chance to muddle when manifested. Allure. Increased power of chain jump attacks. Change the direction of chain jump attacks mid-air. Marrow. Hold down the button when attacking during chain jump to move quickly to the location of your chain strikes. So, while this sounds like the thing that I said I wanted last time, this actually isn't. So this isn't like what Zav and Zephyr do. With Zav and Zephyr, like they do a diving attack that gets you a very far distance depending on the angle of the ground you're on. But what Morrow does is he'll fire down his chains at the ground, and then he'll use kind of launches himself towards that position, but he won't get all the way to wherever he hit. So his chains go further than the amount of distance he'll move when doing that. So he doesn't have the mobility of Zav and Zephyr, unfortunately. Then was another skill. Oh, yeah, actually, I should explain the skills. So, Flailing Days, this is actually an incredibly powerful skill. This is the... of all the stuff that he... of his four 1-point skills, this is the one that is kind of like the piece de resistance. It's the most powerful of his arsenal, because it doesn't just hit everything around you. You can see that you see multiple chains going out. Each of those can hit the same enemy. So so if you have a large enemy in front of you and you do that, you can hit them 5 times. If they're at the right angle. Actually, guaranteed 5 times if they're big enough. So it does a tremendous amount of damage. And also if there's a bunch of smaller enemies, then it clears them quicker also. This one here, Branding Lash. Take to the air and send your chains flying. Chance to mark enemies on hit. Power increases when manifested. So this one I've had mixed results with, because it does what it says, but at the same time, it has it very often will just not hit anything. So you can see how that cannon one is kind of in between 2 chains there. If that happens, you can see that that one's not getting hit, and the one that's in the chain path actually is getting hit. And that's actually how it works. So there's a very good chance that when you're using it, that you're just not going to hit anything with it. And if they're inside of that, if they're under you, that they won't get hit at all. So it's a this is a skill that I don't recommend using. And the last one was Magnoblast. That was the last 1.1. Fire an electromagnetic shot. Chance to paralyze. Always critically hits marked enemies. Critical power increases when manifested. This is a very good skill. I put this on par with Zav's Spear Throw. The difference being that I think that Zav's Spear Throw is more reliable than this one is. And the reason being that it's hard to judge how far the attack goes. Because it looks like it goes a lot further than it actually does. So you'll see an enemy that's really far away, and then you use it, and then sometimes you'll hit, sometimes you won't. And I don't know when it doesn't hit. I don't know what the reason is, because it'll look like they're in the range. You'll see the chains are on them, and so they should be getting hit by it. And and it pierces, so it should hit anything on the path. But sometimes it doesn't, and I don't know why. The skills on the path to that. So Gourmet makes it that you have a higher chance of inflicting debuffs if you use Incense. Then these here that I got to get me closer. Oh, so I went this way thinking that this was how you get to these here. And then until I got to here, is when I realized that like those are completely disconnected from everything else. So like these were wasted points here. But I got Jubilation, which increases the buff and debuff effect when using Healing Incense. Which always applies when Tretse's in the party. And I got Conquest, which increases the duration of debuffs on enemies. Yeah, but I didn't like I got these thinking that I was making progress towards the lore, but I was wrong. I already showed these here, I think. Oh yeah, so Chain Strike, this is the one that he starts with. That's that one where like he'll you see the chains kind of like shoot out of the ground and then slam down. Which is a good one, but like like it guarantees they have the mark, which makes it that you can guarantee a critical hit with the Magnoblast. But yeah, but that's his basic attack. And then Despair here is just for the manifestation effect. Which I think I got this because, again, I think I made a mistake and I thought that like that linked to there. And then didn't realize the mistake I made until after I'd already bought it. Yeah. So, get Tretse's Memory 2. Tretse has ranked up. VOD Memory 2. War claimed many lives, including those of my beloved wife and daughter. Only then did I realize what a fool I'd been. I'd snuffed the joy out of countless lives. It was no wonder that someone somewhere ended up taking mine too. I had never understood that before. I fought for my loved ones, but the war took them away. What had my life been for? Where did I fit in this world? And what would I do now? Eventually I stopped thinking altogether. I became an empty husk. Oh, and an update for Lucica. So like obviously like all the skills she has, I haven't got anything new for her. Like I farmed some stones with her, like when I was getting used to like playing with her. But like personally, I feel that like the way that she works. So like if you've been watching since the beginning of my playthrough, then you know that like like I've mentioned quite a few times that like I wonder if there is a unit that like you'd want to attack more than you would want to use the skills, and Lucica is that character. So if I was to so pure evil. You can take actions after raising the barrier. So with this one, when you put up the barrier, like any hits you take while you're inside of that, like will deal less damage than if you didn't have the barrier up. But like putting up the barrier and then using her skills isn't really an effective use of that. Instead, like the way I like to use it, so like Heaven's Break, I'm not a fan of this skill. Phantom Drive, no, that's not. This is the one she. Yeah, Wave Stream is the one she starts with, and it's a strong one. Then, like, and Phantom Drive, like this one, it isn't bad, but like I don't feel that it's useful to use this one. But Kaleidoscope here, like this one is actually incredibly useful. Like this is that one where like she does like the energy ball that like that like brings enemies into it, and then like she like attacks to explode it. Or she doesn't attack to explode it. The main character attacks to explode it. But with that one, like I feel like like the best use of her is like like you open up with that one, you put up the barrier, and then you just start going ham with her regular attacks, and then just like her build should be all about focusing on how to make her stronger by attacking. Yeah, I just wanted to mention that. Right, so next, let's say lower. Let's say memory 2. Okay, psychopath, you gotta say. I was apparently more shadowless than man, because I had no trouble fitting in among them. My time with them was filled with surprises, and much that sparked my imagination. The most fascinating discovery I made, however, was the feelings our two peoples had in common. Humanity feared the shadowless, and the shadowless feared humanity. How idiotic is that? They lived in terror of each other. That terror fueled their mutual hatred. Because life is short, we seek to eliminate other life. Knowing we shared this fear was a strangely uplifting thought. So, like I've noticed that quite a few of the demons reference the shadowless in their backstories, in their lore. So I wonder, like like no one has mentioned the shadowless as far as the game goes. So I wonder if like that's what, like because obviously shadowless aren't aren't the fallen or the lost. Like the shadowless must are another people, because like you obviously you couldn't have a baby with a ghost. So I wonder if like the Ark is actually like a barrier between this world and like the shadowless world. Maybe not, but I do wonder. Look at skills. Flank assault. Perform a pincer attack with your demon, crushing the enemy. Increases attack and defense. The effect is enhanced when manifested. One is here. This one here. Okay. God's Memory 3. Yavad has ranked up. It's in. Knocked. Those two. Bind. Binds all manner of things. Chance to stun. Marks an enemy. Reduces delay after triggering manifested. Contagion. Increases the chance of inflicting debuff the higher your affinity. 6 to... No. Yeah. Direct access from here. Let's say memory 3. So I'm thinking we're going to be able to get all of Vad's stuff, but I don't think we're going to be able to get all of Trete's. Hold off till next time for that. Vad Memory 3. Far removed from the ravages of war lies a verdant land, a land full of strangers. It was there I began a new life, found a new hope. I passed my days caring for orphans with nowhere else to go. Protecting their futures became my only desire. Every time one of those children remembered how to smile, I felt as though I'd reclaimed some of my own joy. They gave my life meaning. They made me happy. So bad thing to Trete. How far does the wheel flip? One thing both races have in common is their obsession with survival. I started thinking, what if all these people who feared their mortality suddenly found themselves immortal? What would be different? Would anything even change? For the first time, I felt like I had a purpose. The search for eternal life. Hatred, war, the end of strife. Who cares? There was only one thing I was interested in. How would these two idiot races meet their end? Thinking back to it, maybe I was the fool. After all, it was the secrets of eternal life which I discovered that caused a rage within both people to erupt with dire consequence. And so seeming like Trece was the one who came up with the technology that Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking on it, I think Will is a shadowless. Thinking back on how he described the way his people were treated. Yeah, so he was a shadowless, and his brother was a shadowless that was used in his experiments to create mortals. And Lusika's was just a whole different bag of crazy. Look at what they unlocked. Laser barrage. Perform a projectile laser that deals multiple hits. Hold down button to increase the duration. Higher critical hit chance when manifested. Blessed. Increased defense. Only applies when manifested and Gavad is in the party. Varus. Increased damage of attacks made while shield is raised. The higher your affinity, the greater the effect. What? You can attack while the shield is up? I've never tried doing that. Because it goes away as soon as you let go of it. Is there an upgrade that the shield stay? Retaliation. Gain attack when attacked while shield is raised. Definitely shouldn't have worded it that way. But like increased damage when attacked while shield is raised. Only applies when manifested, can stack. Pestilence. Decrease movement speed of enemies hit with melee attacks. Only applies when manifested. Colossus. Increased power of projectile attacks. Only applies when manifested. Reprisal. The more attacks taken since your last attack, the greater the power of your next attack. Always applies when Gavad is in the party. Interesting. Last lore is right there. Yep. I did good with Gavad, but not going to be able to make it with... God Memory 4. Symbol. Increase the power of attacks that hit marked enemies. Venom. Tends to poison when attacks hit. Agony. Increase critical hit chance based on the number of marked enemies when affinity is over 150. Ataraxia. Increased debuff chance. Only applies when manifested and threats in the party. Oh, you gotta get all the way down here. Dang. Spirit Wall. Decreases the attacks of marked enemies. The higher your affinity. +3. Seven short. We'll start making our way. Grab symbol. Grab Venom. Grab Agony. And I'm 2 points short from... I'm sorry, I'm 1 point short from getting... Ritsu has ranked up. One point short of getting Ataraxia. Points short after that from Stretch's memory 4. So I'll be able to finish Stretch's door dive until next time. Yeah, but now we can... no new... Or no, no lost souls that I missed. Over there. Yeah, nothing here. Alright, we didn't actually do Vad's thing. Vad Memory 4. Again, war consumed all I held dear. Again, only I survived. I had nothing left. I had nowhere to go. My life was meaningless. I wandered the wastelands and came to the source of my suffering. A part of me watches as I return to the battlefield. A me that laughs. A me that cries. A me content to have nothing to protect. To be ruled only by hatred. I have nothing. I can protect nothing. No matter how hard I fought, no matter how strong the bonds I'd formed, I couldn't save even a single child. I am useless. Why am I still here? What was it that I believed in? How am I supposed to protect people? What am I supposed to do with my life? That's another one that didn't actually end. See what his final skills are. Final active skill is Insignia. It is Shield of Annihilation. Deals more damage based on the number of shield blocks. All stats increase within the field when manifested. Damage based on the shield blocks. That last one's gonna be is like the thing that increases the power attack skills based on the number of excess stones. Beloved. Yep. Okay. Done all of the lore we can. Let's just take care of... Nope. Here. Nope, not there. Here. Right there. Haven't had a word from the capital in some time. I wonder if something's happened. I was well in the dungeons. Every last prisoner in a cell. Here we go. So there's really no beyond here, huh? Wonder why. Well, no sense racking my brain over it. I had my fair share of gripes, but being with you helped me see that it's not all bad. I have you to thank for that. Much appreciated. Okay. That out of the way. Oi. You're pitiful. There. Over here. I was wrong. I admit it. I'm in my way, so please don't leave me here. You're trapped here forever. You're never going home. Oh, actually, you know what? There is another one. I just realized. Like I found another one while I was grinding. Fast travel. And so I went into the Underhall while I was grinding. I was like, oh, I mean, it's a very large area with a lot of enemies to kill through. And while I was... When I went to... Let's go and... You can see, very effective. Super effective skill. That... I went into this area. Like, oh, there's a thing here. And it was like, oh yeah, of course. Why wouldn't he be here? Why didn't I think to check here before? Yes, let's get this one. Ah, so it's you. Come to laugh at my misfortune. Do what you will. It's not like I have the power to stop you. All I can do is linger on. Please, will you heed my request as a watcher? Take me to my mother's side. Lost though I am, I must be there for her. Whatever. I don't know why you can't go there yourself. But... I mean, because with the other ones, it's like, okay, I get it. You know, you're lost, meaning you don't know where to go. But, I mean, you know where to go from here. Your ma. Things may have been different if Mother and I had led normal lives. Seeing what she has become, that thought echoes in the corner of my mind. But I have no regrets. I dedicated my life to her, and I'm glad for it. The short time I've spent with you has showed me that. I will stay with my mother a while longer. Got you. Thank you. What do the Nullstones do? I mean, the no stones must be for like some system that doesn't unlock until like the end of the game. There's nothing in the UI explaining what you do with no stone items. Yeah, you can only look at weapons based on, and even look at what. Was he the? Was he that remaining muscle? Nope. He was after this guy. There's someone here that we haven't. Confirm again that nothing showed up. There. You. Not you. Nope. On this way? Nope. Out the door. Nope. Someone in the corner right here. Yep, there we go. Found them. Now I'm dead and lost. I can continue my fallen research safely. Sometimes death is the answer. I can finally visit places that I was told were too dangerous. So take me to the Shade Stone Quarry. And I mean its innermost depths. Understood? Oh, put the different back to Maniac. I've always wanted to see this place. Identified fallen here I've never seen before. All the years of toil are now worth it. As much as I'd like to ask for more favors, I've imposed enough already. I'll cross over now. Thank you. Yep, that was the last one.